Hi Curslings, I am back with yet another quick update about the resilient Jenkins. Now, fair warning, this will likely be my last update before the long weekend, as we're going off grid for a few days. Something that Stephernie should probably do as well, just get off the internet! Holy crap! Anywho, this afternoon, Stephernie posted this TikTok where she reinforced her feelings when it came to Drew Jenkins, aka PS 9 to 5, the man-child who filmed himself ditching his family. Well, Stephernie, ever the pathetic loser that she is convinced that this other loser who abandoned one of his kids and barely meets the needs of all his other kids is a bona fide family man. And they are just so great together, you guys.
And I've said this many times. Him and I work good as a family. Our kids thrive when him and I are working together to do what's best for our kids.
I'm telling you, if Stephernie gets any more delusional, reality will cave in on itself and implode. Now, oddly enough, in this video, Stephernie admits that she knows that Drew isn't a faithful partner, echoing a bunch of other things that she had posted earlier this week during the first part of their renewed breakup. Some people renew vows, the resilient Jenkins renew rage bait.
Why do you automatically assume that that means the woman is just like dismissive of everything and completely okay with it? And she's just like, oh, I'm okay with being treated like that.
And I gotta ask, if she's not okay with it, why put up with it? Because as far as I can tell, Stephernie seems to think that smearing the white grease paint of a rodeo clown onto her face is the equivalent of being strategic and or possibly a beauty routine.
When in reality, a lot of women are strategic. And we know like our situation is something we can handle currently.
She knows what's up. She can handle it. Sure, she might crash out periodically, but she's got nerves of steel when it comes to infidelity and the harsh blue light of a screen between her and her imagined enemies.
Especially if we know what the fuck's going on. We know what's up, you know? We know what we're in for now. Disconnect is not anything I can't handle.
Why? Oh, why, Curslings? Can't we just understand that she can try to make the relationship work while planning her exit strategy? Why does she have to pick a lane when she can choose disrespect and delusion?
Why y'all gotta assume that I'm instantly just like dismissive of everything that I spoke of and that it's back and forth with the mental? No, it can all be the same. It can literally all be accurate at the same time. I can be trying to work on things with him and see if we still have a future together, as well as planning that possibility isn't a thing, but making sure I'm good if that's the case. Can you like understand that, or is that just too much?
Finally, fairly unprompted, Stephernie would once more address the continued allegations of drug use.
Wait, given these accounts that want to just sit there and be like, it's in the eyes, you see it, she's using, stop giving them views. Meanwhile, they put their angles on the camera somewhere where you can't see they're actually the ones using. Like, come on. I literally have nothing to hide and I put myself up here looking raunchy as all get out.
Apparently, we would know if she was using anything harder because those drugs make you super paranoid.
I would probably be a little more ashamed of that and try to hide it if I was like using and paranoid about it. Most users are paranoid too. But
kind of like in these videos.
And look, I'm not trying to be dramatic or anything. It's not like anything too extreme went down, but when I did notice stuff was getting a little sus, I got my babies and packed up and left because no, we're just sitting here trying to enjoy our time at the swing when some car pulls up directly behind us and just starts repeatedly honking, like, I mean, for like 10 minutes straight. Spewing some crap out the window, but I wasn't paying attention, but they were also on the phone, and mysteriously a bunch of other cars start popping up and parking where they can see me and my kids. Mind you, all on their phones and staring in our direction. It was just getting weird. Now, when they noticed I was trying to like pack my kids up and get to my car, these cars started to go towards where I was parked. one of which tried to park directly in front of me, kind of impeding my way of getting out, and sat there and started honking. Y'all are a little low-key smart for doing this when I'm with my kids, because you know I'm not about to do anything when I have my children, but if I was by myself, I think the situation would go a little different. But yeah, that's kind of why I stay home. And I'm trying to be a little bit quiet here because I found out I have a nosy neighbor and they keep like popping their door open like I don't see you.
Now, interestingly, Stephernie's captions for this video were different depending on which platform you happen to view them on. For example, on Facebook, the caption was about her relationship where she wrote, "I really am trying to be real with y'all. The distance isn't something I think we can fix at this point. Hashtag mom life, hashtag still not sure, hashtag keep going." Which is interesting because if that's how she truly feels, why kid yourself and keep trying? A slow motion breakup is still a breakup. Meanwhile, on TikTok, this was the caption, where Stephernie basically admits to smoking the devil's lettuce while breastfeeding, something we all knew she was doing already, including probably while pregnant because she smoked throughout her last pregnancy. So, writing in that caption, "Y'all make your assumptions about me anyways. I started my mom breaks again about a month ago when baby girl switched to eating more and now does not nurse as often. Go ahead, judge, but judge right about thing. I will never touch harder substances, but me and Mary Jane have been friends for years. Hashtag Mama5, hashtag Garden Mom, hashtag morning, hashtag let's talk." Like I said, we already knew this. Stephernie has appeared in many videos and live streams over the last year, and especially over the last 6 months, visibly zooted. We also know that Drew smokes regularly because we've seen signs of that too. It was even mentioned in his running away from the homeless shelter video. All this has managed to do is confirm that a portion of their income is being directed to supporting their gardening hobby over prioritizing the welfare of their kids, as Stephernie mentioned yet again last night in her live stream that she's still behind on her car payment. Here's a thought: buy less weed! Meanwhile, in the comments of her TikTok, Stephernie would reply to this comment where, in response to Stephanie's question about why can't people just see things the way she sees things with Drew,
I can be trying to work on things with him and see if we still have a future together, as well as planning that possibility isn't a thing, but making sure I'm good if that's the case. Can you understand that, or is that just too much?
someone replied, because they know they can get away with it and you won't leave if you put up with it. They test your limits. If you allow him to stay after he cheats, especially more than once, he's going to keep doing it over and over because he knows he can and you'll still stay. Yep. It's almost like cheaters cheat. And Stephernie, ever the narcissist who can never, ever, ever, ever be perceived as being in the wrong, replied, "I'm not allowing anything." Sure, Jan. "I'm trying to go about this the least traumatic way for the kids possible." Are you though? Because I think this entire situation is probably the most traumatic thing they've ever experienced. But hey, I'm just glad she's finally thinking of the kids now. Hopefully. Maybe. A quick split, Stephernie continues, and don't speak to each other is not it. That's a very hard adjustment on the kids. But none of this is. Kids are pretty resilient. If anything, improving their situation is the best thing you can do for them. So why wouldn't you want to? Why? Because it's comfortable to stay in denial with a deadbeat who won't even tell you you're pretty? No thank you. You can keep that.
And I mean, I love my partner and I don't want to say nothing negative about him, but it wouldn't hurt him to say he has appreciation for me every now and again, to tell me that he finds me attractive, but that just seems like it's fucking vinegar on his tongue or something.
As for this slow motion breakup, I kind of had a feeling that things weren't over just yet when Stephernie declared that she and Drew were going to keep trying. And sure enough, my gut instinct was correct because just over an hour ago, Stephernie posted this to her Threads account, writing, "You just never really know a person. I just found out my I'm not on social media man still has a Facebook and Instagram he's active on." Wow, that's crazy. Who could have even predicted that? Not the entire internet. Now, I think it's a safe bet to say that this is probably just the beginning. Things are probably going to continue to kick off over the long weekend, because of course it will. But whether this is the final death knell of the resilient Jenkins as we currently understand it is anyone's guess. Mostly because Stephernie Thompson is too pathetic and too desperate to actually do anything. Drew will literally have to walk out again before she'll even accept the hint he's giving her. But who knows? What do you guys think? Let me know down below, and we'll see how this will they, won't they nonsense shakes out. Until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!